Hello there. This is Lamp. Here I am over here. It's me right here. That's me. My name is Lamp. Um, the wood that I'm made out of was taken from the White Mountains in New Hampshire. Anyway, and so I just wanted to comment on a few things, kind of relate several things together. The first is the cult. Yes, cult of AA or Alcoholics Anonymous. Doesn't work. You know, AAers lie. I went to AA for quite a while, to say the least. Maybe 2 or 3 years. I don't really remember. It's been too long. I was deeply involved with the program. And guess what? I kept drinking. I didn't stop drinking until I decided to stop drinking. Now, let me say this. I do take a drink now and then, but I no longer drink to excess. I no longer spend all my money on drink. It is very rare that I have a drink. As a matter of fact, there are 2 bottles of booze over here. Very expensive. I didn't buy them. I brought them over from a family member's house who is now in a nursing home due to Alzheimer's. But that person had these 2 bottles of booze since at least the 80s, maybe the 70s. I don't know exactly what they are. I sniffed both of them, kind of strong. Tasted one of them, kind of tasted rather nasty in my opinion. So they're just sitting there. No point in drinking something I don't like. The only kind of booze I like is stout, but I've tried all the stouts that are readily available to me, so I don't go out and drink them. What's the point in doing that? Now, I do smoke pot, but pot is medicinal. It's the only thing I've found to deal with the manic side of bipolar. All the drugs the doctors have given me have done nothing but cause problems, or, well, cause problems because if they're not helping, then they're causing me financial problems and things of that nature. But cannabis I can afford. Of course, if the government wasn't trying to persecute and prosecute people, the price would go down dramatically. Here in San Antonio, a quarter ounce cost you anywhere from, oh, let's say average about 35 bucks. Um, but, you know, I don't even do that as much as I wish I could because I just can't afford it. And drinking, like I said, that's rare. You know, I get a 4 pack of Guinness or a 6 pack of Guinness, and that'll last me quite a while. I'm talking weeks or months. Uh, but there was a time that all I did was drink. That's all I did. You know, I know there are going to be AAers that make all sorts of excuses and don't actually pay attention to what I've said. You know, that's one reason I left AAs is, you know, they lie, they don't listen. It's just, you know, the neocons, the liberals, it's the same kind of BS. Now, I also want to say something about some of the people out there that think they're using reason when it comes to atheism, existence, non-existence of deity. Now, as a non-believer, I don't want to say I'm an atheist because the vast majority of atheists I've come across have been uh, communists. They do have a God. Their God is the state. So see, I have no God. Uh, I rely on myself. Why don't you use as much reason? I mean, you don't see what people in government do to you and do to other people? They're just, they care, the government cares as much about you as the church cares about you. Don't you know your history? Don't you know what the Soviets did, what the Chinese and North Koreans continue to do? What about Hitler? Franco? Now see, I lived under Franco. I was born under Francisco Franco. I know what the state does. You think there's a difference between the neocons and the left? They're the same fucking thing. Are you idiots? Don't you pay attention? This health care bill, don't you realize that a lot of that was put in there by the neocons? They may not have voted for it, but they got what they wanted, because what they're going to do is called log rolling. What they're going to do is later on, they're going to vote in favor of things that the Democrats want. It's called log rolling. You put this in here for us, we're going to vote against it, but in the future, we're, either they're specific about what they're going to vote for or not, but in the future, we'll vote for something that you can't vote for. You can't get away with voting for it because you won't get reelected, but we'll vote for it because we can get reelected if we vote for it. You're being bamboozled. You're being lied to. And if you really use reason, you look at the Bible or the Quran or any other holy book, then and you see the stupidity and the nonsense and the immorality and the lies and the contradictions and so forth and so on in these books. Why don't you see it in the arguments that are pro-state? Why can't you see you're just replacing a God or a church with the state? I don't understand why you can't see this. It makes no sense to me. You have inalienable rights. These do not come from a God. They do not come from the state. They come from within inside of you. You have the right to defend yourself against anyone who would cause you harm, the state included. The people in the state are going to make the same decisions that the people in the church make. They don't care about you. Look at all these. I can give you a very personal example. My mother was assaulted in a nursing home by the staff, bruised up pretty bad. The sheriff's department, the various agencies for the state that are supposed to protect patients and their families in these situations, the police department and the state police did nothing. I've made complaints against institutions before that I was in growing up, and guess what? All these wonderful, godly government agents did nothing. It is up to you as an individual, it is up to me as an individual to take care of our lives, not someone else to do it for us. And you believe Obama? And you believe Bush? Oh my gosh. They're liars. I don't get you people.